When a school's introducing systematic synthetic phonics in the early years, it needs to have a teaching sequence that says which phoneme, grapheme correspondences and word parts it's going to teach in order and when. And it also needs decodable books to make sure that children are getting lots of practice sounding out words and the patterns that they've been taught, and usually teacher training as well. And so the training in the decodable books are going to be the big expenses. It's taxpayers' money, and I'm keen that it be spent buying lovely books that give kids heaps of practice. So I want to do a little activity comparing a bunch of books that follow the same teaching sequence and just look at the variability in terms of value in decoding value, and also what the quality is like. You can judge that for yourself just looking through them. So let's have a go of looking at some different books for the letters and sounds sequence. These are the books we're going to evaluate, and they all follow the letters and sounds. It's not really a program. It's a sort of strategy that came out in the UK in, I think, 2007. You can still get the 200 and something page document, Principles and Practice of High Quality Phonics, from the UK government website, and it has a teaching sequence which has a series of phases. So phase 1 is really for preschoolers, talking about environmental sounds down to rhythm and rhyme, oral blending and so forth. So don't worry about that. That's before they come to school. Kids in the UK start so little. And then letters and sounds phase 2. These books, you'll see the colour coding. These books have all got orange. These are phase 2 books. So phase 2 teaches 4 sound letter correspondences, at, p, and then it does it and d and all these ones. And then set 5, h, b, f, for beginnings and for endings, because these are all short vowel words, all like in doll and let, and double S like in mess and fuss. And so these books on the table here are all set 5 books doing those phoneme grapheme correspondences. And then later on in letters and sounds, phase 3, they teach the rest of the alphabet, and then they teach a spelling for each other sound, just one. Still sticking with 3 sound words and 2 sound words. Then phase 4, the green phase, does consonant blending and starting to introduce some polysyllable words. And then phase 5 does, I think, more vowel spellings, basically more different ways to spell. Lots of graphemes, different graphemes, and alternative pronunciations for known graphemes. And then in phase 6, it starts to introduce things like suffixes and prefixes. So it's not my favourite sequence, because I think prefixes and suffixes got to come in a lot earlier, and I also prefer to do consonant blending to 2 sounds to adjacent consonants before going into all the different vowel spellings. But anyway, it is what it is. A lot of books got written for this sequence. You can use it, and what I've done is I've made up an evaluation sheet for decodable books, which you can download from my website and try out. I'm sure it'll be improved over time, but this is where I'm up to at the moment. On one side, it's asking, you probably can't see that tiny print, it's asking the sorts of questions that you can answer. I don't need to answer for you. I don't need to help you. And nobody needs help with answering, I don't think. One of the key questions is it affordable? You know, does it have guidelines and questions? Are there easier versions and harder versions of the same sort of book at the same level? Is it true if it's non-fiction, not oversimplifying things to make things not quite true? Does it make sense? Are the pictures nice? All those sort of questions you can answer. I'm not going to answer them for you. That's up to you. And they're the kind of things that are on here. And also the question about the phonics sequence. What does it do? Simple to complex. Does it include suffixes early would be my question. And letters and sounds I don't think does that, but does a lot of good things. So that was the front of the form, and this is the back of it. You probably can't read that very well, but there you can see, I reckon you see there are 5 columns here, and they reflect 5 different kinds of words that I'm going to code going through the book. So the words categories are yes words, kids should be able to read them, easy words that have already been taught, the phoneme grapheme correspondences have already taught. So any words from these stages will go in the first column of my score sheet here. Second column is for target words. So words containing the phoneme grapheme correspondences here. That the ones that have just been taught and that these books are meant to be helping children practice. Then the third category is high frequency and story words that have been pre-taught. So at every phase in decodable books and in phonics sequences, you have some words you just can't get away from that are high frequency words. You can't really make a proper sentence without them. And some of them have tricky spellings. I say the when you say it in a stressed way, the, and in an unstressed way, the. To, that's not o. This is not o either. O, go, to, and into. You probably want to teach those two together. And I would also count a. Let's call that a when I'm saying it by itself. It's when it's an unstressed vowel when it's in a sentence. As this is a z sound at the end, not s. Is the same thing. His, that's z, and it very often is. Letter S is a z at the end of words. And has got adjacent consonants. So it's a word structure that's a little bit harder than this level. So I would count that as a maybe word. And then of, that's not off. This is off. That's of. That's a v sound. And this one put with an or, not. It's not put. But it's nothing to do with golf. So those words I would also count as tricky words, but they're ones that have been taught, presumably, in this teaching sequence. I've got them all listed here already. I typed them all in, saved myself writing them 100 times. And then the maybe words are a bit long, or they might have 2 syllables, even if they've got all the code that kids know. Just having 2 syllables could overtax some kids' memory. Or they have a sound spelling relationship that hasn't been taught yet, like the z in has, so they've learnt it in is and his and is, so maybe they can figure that out, but some children need to actually have it pointed out to them. It's not has, that's avocados. And then the no words in the final column are any other word. Those words are going to be too hard, nobody will be able to read them, presumably. There might be a couple of kids in the class who are way ahead. And then the totals at the bottom of the form thing, are how many words in each column and also how many words for each target. And I'm counting the total number of words. So if it says hop, 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 I count it 3 times, and the unique words, so hop would only be counted once. And so I'm going to put those totals down here for each of the phoneme grapheme correspondences, and then we're going to tally them up. So that's the form that I'm going to use. Now, here are the books. So we've got, go back to our sequence, we've got set 1 is book 1, SATP. Set 2 is this book. Set 3 is that book. Set 4 is CKEUR, that book. And then set 5, it says, I don't know if you can see the fine print, it says B, F, L, and then book 6 says F, double F, double L, double S. I don't know what happened to H. Where's H? So I'll go back to the back of the books and just have a look what it says. And it actually says here, book 4, Rat in a Sack, that one, also has in it. So we're going to have to be able to count all the words that are set 5 words in this series of books. We're going to have to score all of these. So the way I would do it is start reading rat in a sack. So I'll write rat and put 1 stick. In, decodable word, in a sack. And then open it up. Oh, there's some high frequency words. The, oh, that, yeah, I'll circle these ones that are actually pre-taught. The, into, and to. Where's to there? Okay, good. Now, rat in a sack, or the same thing. A rat in a sack. And then Kim sat on a rug in the sun. So I'll just write them all in here. And the book goes like this. Kim sat on a rug in the sun. A rat ran on the rug. A cat ran on the rug. Kim gets a sack. The rat runs into the sack. Kim picks up the sack and runs it to a pen. The rat is in the pen. Kim and the cat nap on the rug. And you can see there's some nice little questions at the end. So, here's one I made earlier. I have already coded the whole book. And as you can see, there aren't any target words. There's no words in this book, even though the back of the book says there are. The front of the book is correct. There's no words in there. So let's hope this is just a typo on the front of the book, on the back of the book, sorry, and that there are some words here. This should also have in it. So I'll just pause the video and I'll add the words in this book. Let's read through it first. Run in the fog. Have a look. Run in the fog. Ben and his dog go for a run in the fog. Ben hits a big bat in the fog. Ben runs up to a bus in the fog. Ben hits his leg on the bus. Ben rams his back on a peg. Ben sits in a mud pit. Ben's dog digs. Ben and his dog hug. And some more questions there. So I'll just add the code to this. So here's the tally for this book. And we note we did have one word here. So I've written that in here, and the rest of them are but and all and words. And let's get on with the third book, which does double F, double L, double S. First, I better let you read through the book so you can do your own evaluation of what it's like from the other side of the form's point of view. Big bad bug. Big bad bug. The big bad bug hops into the man's bag. The man picks up his bag and gets on the bus. The big bad bug rips the bag and runs. The big bad bug... Oh, can you see that? Big bad bug runs up the kid's leg. Cheeky bug. The big bad bug runs onto the man's lap. The bug lets off a hiss. The boss of the bus tells the bug to get off his bus. And again, some questions there. So, okay, I've finished the tally for these three little books, and you can't read any of that, I'm sure. So I have prepared a summary. In those three little books, there were 172 yes words. That was made up of 60 already decodable, 53 target words, 59 high frequency words. And then the maybe words, there were 27 of those, so 13%. So we can say that students who have been consolidating their skills along the way should all be able to read the yes words. A lot of the kids will be able to do the maybe words, and there were only 3 no words, 4 park and on 2. And then in terms of phonics targets that we hit, so this is how much value do you get for your the words that have got the targets that are meant to be being hit in this book. There are a total of 56 words that contain target phonemes, but only 18 unique words. And you can see double L, even though it's listed on the cover, there weren't any words with double L. There were 3 words with double S, but only 2 different words. What were they? 2 different words. Hiss and boss. And the same thing for L. There was leg and lot or something. Leg and, I can't see what, lap. And then for double F, there were 2 words, but it was the same word, off. 6 words with F, 2 different ones though. Most of that was fog, 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 fog. Lots of but words. Most of them were but at the start of, I don't think there were any end buts like cub and rob. They were all but at the beginning of words. And 3 words, but only 2 unique ones. So that was hiss and hug. So they did appear in book 2, but they're listed on the back of book 3. So maybe I shouldn't have counted book 3 in this set. But anyway, the totals. So the cost of the set for 9 books is $3.32 per book. And we were scoring 3 books, so $9.96 for these 3 little books. So if you divide that by the target words that your hits in terms of total words that kids have gotten to practice, it ends up costing 18 cents per total word and 55 cents per unique word that's practiced. So it's very nice to keep practicing fog, 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 but what about some other words? These are the pocket rockets, which also follow the letters and sounds sequence. There are 5 books, so there's just one phoneme grapheme correspondence, or the one phoneme, 2 graphemes here, and then double S is in the last one. So 5 books for level 5, for set 5 of letters and sounds, and they're available in a book size and also in a little leaflety size. The leaflet ones come in boxes of 180, I think it is, like a class set, and I like to put them in sometimes with a sibling. If I've got a kid with dyslexia and they've got a little sibling, I'll give them a set of these, put them in a little photo album, and there you've got some reading practice that can get you going. So let's have a look at what they are like. They're identical except for the size, and these ones are just paper. So the hot dog hut. Let's read through it really fast. The hot dog hut. Nothing in the front cover. You could put something there if you wanted to, couldn't you? Some instructions for parents, whatever. Pat had a run in the sun. Pat got hot. Has he a fan? He hid in the hut. The hot dog hut. Hot dog hut. Water. Hot dogs, hummed Tom. Hot dog hut. Huh? Pat is the hot dog. Oh, it's a pun. Meow, meow. And there's some questions. There's themes, main idea, tricky words, focus words. So that's the essential format, and they've got the list of what phoneme grapheme correspondences are taught in the sequence. You can see where it fits in the sequence. And the next book is called Bad Bot. Bad Bot. I'm Big Bad Bot. I sit on the cat. I kick the bin. Clang. I cut the rug. Oh, I don't think I can clang. I nip the dog. Get back, Bad Bot. I can run in the mud, but I cannot hop. I am Big Bad Bot. Same. In the back, the fun run is book 3 out of 5. The fun run for set 5 of letters and sounds. I am Bad Bot. I am fit. I go on a fun run. Fun run. Get set. I set off into a lot of fog. Huff puff, rock. I run into a big fat rock. A fun run is not fun if it is in the fog. Rock. Then a lot of buns. For all, a lot of buns. A lot of buns on the sill. Lick, lick, lick. A lot of gulls on the sill. Oh no, let go you bad gulls. Not a lot of buns on the sill. Bad luck. And the last one is Miss Fusspot, who has got her cranky on. Miss Fusspot. I am Bill. I am Tess. I am Miss Fusspot. I am the boss. Pick up the mess. Go to the tap and fill the bucket. Run up the hill and get me a fat rabbit. Hill. No, Miss Fusspot is not the boss. Get the mud off the doll. Let's tell Mum. Mum picks up Miss Fusspot and tucks her into bed. All right. Here are letters and sounds non-fiction books. So let's just read them really fast. The sun is hot. This one is meant to do. The sun is hot. You can see in the front it's got tricky words and where it is in the letter sound sequence. The sun is hot. A pig in the mud. A mug and a cup. A kid in a hat. A pet in a net. A rug and a mat. Welcome. A pen and a peg. And then here it's got the list of the books, a bit fiction and non-fiction, and a word count and publishing info. Second book is Bug in a Bed. This one does B and double S. Bug in a bed. A bug hops on a bus. A bug hops in a bed. A bug hops in a bag. A bug pats a dog. A bug hits a cat. A bug is the boss. And the last book is I Am Fit. I am fit. I run up a hill. I run in the fog. I hop and I kick. I huff and I puff. I run laps and gaps. A run is fun. I am fit. Okay, so that's the letters and sounds non-fiction. Here are the letters and sounds fiction. This time there's 4 books because they put at the end of the set 4 spellings. And then they have bf, all, and then double S and double F. So let's read them quickly. So, a rat in a sack. And a rat in a sack. A rat sat on a rug. A kid in a hat picks up the rat in a net. The kid in a hat puts the rat in a sack. The kid in a hat gets 10 cats. The rat kicks, the rat digs. The rat rips the sack and the rat runs. Second book, His Big Leg. So you're evaluating these books in terms of quality and the, I guess the non-data side. I'm not going to make any comment. His Big Leg. It's up to you what you think of them. His big leg. His big leg hits a log. His big leg hops in the fog. His big leg kicks a ball. His big leg tips a bat. Oops. His big leg taps a doll. His big leg runs on a rug. His big leg tells him to sit in bed. And then 2 books to go in this series. Bug is Boss. Bug is Boss. See what you think of the pictures, the storyline. A bug hops on a bus. A bug hums and hums. Hum, hum. The bug hops into a man's bag. The bug nips a kid. The bug hits the bell. Stop. The bug is bad. The bug is Boss. And then the 4th book in this set, Rat Up a Hill. Rat up a hill. A rat runs up a hill. A cat runs up a hill. The cat hisses. A dog runs up a hill. The dog is fat. The dog huffs and puffs. Where the cat and the rat are. Anyway, the dog is not fit. Word count 35. So that's the letters and sounds. These are the Mog and Gom books. Mog and Lil. This one does all, and it's got a tricky word on the front. Put. Bit of info here. Consonant vowel. What's been taught previously? Capital letters, CK, double R, and double F. I didn't know we did double R already, but anyway, they may have. And the high frequency words, just to have a little practice of before you start reading and discuss the picture. Characters. Mog is in the hut with her doll called Lil. Will Mog be careful when pouring the tea? I wonder. Mog and Lil. So let's just read through them again. Lil is Mog's doll. Mog has fun in the hut. Mog fills up Lil's cup. Mog tips the cup and gets it on Lil. Mog puts Lil on the sill in the sun and gets a rag to mop up the rug. I think she's asking for trouble. And got Gil, or could be Jill, I guess, but Gil, I guess it's Gil. The girl has got Lil. Up, 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 go Gil and Lil. Pip got a big nut. Pip put the nut in a rag. Oh, catapult. Pip let the big nut go. Go, 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 big nut. The big nut hit Gil on his bill. Gil let go of Lil. Mog did not put Lil back on the sill. Lil is on Mog's lap. And then there's a little game at the back. That's the first one, and here's the teaching sequence on the back. So it's book number 16. And so these ones, they just teach one or two spellings at a time, same sound. This one, f and double F, huff and puff. Same deal in the front cover. Huff and puff. Oh, skipped a page. Sam and Pip had fun in the hut. Duff can get Sam and Pip. Duff has to huff and puff. Oh. Sam and Pip run. Sam is fit, Pip is not. Sam gets to his den. Duff cuts Pip off. Drama. Pip cannot get to the den. Pip runs to the rock. Pip hid in the fog. Duff can get Pip. Duff has to huff and puff. Duff huffs and puffs the fog off the rock. Pip is at the top. Pip has a sack of nuts. Pip hits Duff. Duff is not a fan of the nuts and he runs off. So a lot more words in these ones, quite a lot of words. Third one, Bob and Peg. Let's go fast. Bob and Peg. Bob has gum in his bag. Peg ran to Bob. Can I get a bit? Kit sits as Bob has fun. Pop, pop. The gum is on Peg's bat and on Bob's bag. Oops. Bob has a rag in his bag. Bob and Peg rub the gum. The gum is on the rag. Bad Kit. Kit bit the rag. Bob got the rag back, but Kit has gum on his back. Bob put the rag and the gum in the bin. Okay. Fourth book, Hop to the Hut. Hop to the hut. Pip had 10 carrots. Carrots. No carrots in the sack. I can hop to Pop's hut to get carrots. Pop had a nap on his deck. Kit had a nap on the deck. I think that's the guard dog. Sam hid the carrots in his sack. Kit ran and got on the sack. Can I get the carrot sack? No. Sam had no carrots. Sam had a hot dog. Didn't know rabbits had hot dogs. There you go. Gom the boss. So this one is double S. Gom the boss. The rabbit gets a carrot and Pip gets a nut. Gom is the boss of the mat. I will get you a ticket to the gig. You go and get my laptop. Gom is the boss of the pit. Miss Beckham, Feb 28. Huff and puff the fog off the rock. Gom is the boss of the rock. Mess, mess, mess. Go and get a bucket and a mop. Gom is the boss of the hut. Get the mud off my cuff. Gom is the boss of the hill. Get me a sack of carrots. Gom is the boss of the deck. Do not pick the carrots. It is Pop's deck. Pop is mad. Gom is not the boss of the deck. So that's Mog and Gom. They have a lot of words though. I only have one of the Big Cat Phonics for Letters and Sounds books. I think there's a whole heap of them that are like this. Pink B, Band 1B is the one where they're doing the last bit of set 3. I think that's set 3, set 4 and then set 5. So all of the words in this book should be okay for someone who's working at set 5, but you can't really use it until set 5 because it's too many phonemes all at once if you're doing set 3, set 4 and set 5 at once. So this is a revision book, I guess. So, Bad Luck Dad. Bad Luck Dad. Before reading, practicing phonics, point and say the phonemes. Your child is starting to learn a sound can be represented by more than 2 or more letters. Some words to practice. Check your understanding. What are these? Vocab. Talk about the book. Flick through the book. Look at the pictures together. Do some predicting. What do you think it's about? Why do you think it's called Bad Luck Dad? Now read the book. Enjoy looking at the pictures and talking about them. Bad Luck Dad. These words, I don't count these words in the word count. They're meant to be for adults to read, I guess, although kids might have a crack at them if their name is that same as that one or they know that name. Dad dips the rod in. I hop up a fin. Dad tugs the big rod. Dad gets a big cod. Oops. Dad tugs the rod. No! Dad lets the cod go. Dad huffs and Dad tuts. I tell him, bad luck. As the red sun sets, I kiss and hug Dad. I pick up the rod. Dad can get a cod. And there's no words on that page. And then at the back, it's got an after reading, what to do. It's got a word count and learning objectives, developing fluency, phonic practice, extended vocab. There's quite a lot of info at the back. So presumably the other books in that series are sort of like that, and we'll just keep in mind that's a very small sample. Last but not least, these are phonics bug books. They also say Phonics Bug, Bug Club, and some of them also say alpha blocks. So I bought them in sets of 6, like each level I've got 6 books, but I think there's 10 in a set now. Anyway, this is what they look like, and we'll just quickly read through them and see what's inside them, and then have a look at their stats in terms of how decodable they are. Big Fat Rat. So here it's got some words to practice. So these have got more than the number of sounds that you do at set 5 formally in letters and sounds. So maybe there's some variation in the sequence here. Big Fat Rat. Rat hops on, get off it, rat. Just make sure you can see all of that. Rat licks it, less of it, rat. Rat hops off, rat bobs up, rat tucks in. So lots and lots of third person S words with S at the end, 4 sound words. Rat naps, I bet rat is ill, get into bed, rat. But rat is not ill, big fat rat. And then after reading some comprehension, picture detective, speedy reading, segmenting for spelling work, remember to prompt and praise. So that's that one. Let's see the other ones. Bob. Bob. The same sort of idea at the start. Hope you can see all of that. And, oops. Fun bus. Let's get into the fun bus. Go to the bop. Dance tonight. Fun bus. The bat can bob. Bob, bob, bob. Kiss, kiss. The hen can hop. Hop, hen, hop. The cub can rock. Rocket, cub. The bug can rap. Rap, bug, rap. I can salsa, puff, puff, and then the same kinds of information back. Book number 3 of 6, A Bad Lad. Oops. I am a bad lad, Finn is a bad lad, bit of a mess, cub pack. Finn gets into the cub hut, Finn gets a cup and runs. Finn gets into Rick's cabin, Finn gets a laptop and runs. I can rob a bank. Finn picks the lock but sets off the bell, puff puff. Stan gets his cuffs, Stan runs to the bank. I am a bad lad, Finn sobs and sobs. Next one, Doll is ill, Doll is ill. Oops. Doll is ill, bad luck doll. Doll is hot. I bet Doll has a bug. Get into bed, Doll. I can get Doll a pill. Kiss, kiss, lots of hugs. Get up, Doll, no fuss. 2 to go. These ones have got alpha blocks on them. Huff Puff. Alpha blocks has got some apps or TV show or something. I can't remember. So these ones are slightly different looking at the front, and they've got talking together, meet the alpha blocks, and while you read, vocab check while you read, ask children about sounds and various things. You can freeze the frame to read all of that if you want to. Huff Puff. I can run up the hill. Is fit. Huff, puff, is fit. But not as fit as get up the hill. I wonder if they say H or whether they say anyway, I'll say get up the hill. It is a big, big hill. Has got into a mess. Bus. It is a lot less fuss on the bus. And after reading, oh, this is similar to the other one, segmenting for spelling. Do not necessarily do all of these activities, just the ones your children need. Last one, a big mess. And Joe and tub, lots of fun. Fab, I am in. It hops into the tub. Fill. The tub fills and fills until it spills. Tut tut, the tap is on. I cannot stop it. It is a big mess. Off, tip top, off, the tap is off. Okay, so that is the Phonics Bug books that I have. Here's my lovely data sheet for the Pocket Rockets. Here's my summary. Don't worry, I don't expect you to read the data sheet. So for the 5 books, there were 232 words that kids could read and 22 that A lot of them could. 11 words that they couldn't, and some of those were words in the pictures. I think I left a couple out actually, but when you look back, you go, oh, I missed that one. Phonics targets hit. The books hit all the targets and didn't just do one or two. There were a few for each one. Pretty hard to find double S words anyway. Boss and mess. They cost $49.90 for 18 books, so $13.85 for the 5 that we're talking about today. So if you work that out as the cost per target word, 20 cents per target word, or 37 cents if you're talking about unique words, so different words that they've met in those books. So that's for the book size. For the tiny leaflet size, the price obviously goes right down. 1.6 cents per target words and 3 cents per unique word. So super economical and the same. They're exactly the same book, just in a smaller format. So that is the decodability and the readability and the how many target words do you get for your decoding dollar, I guess. So there's the data for letters and sounds non-fiction. And those books had 109 words, only 3 of them, so fewer words. 14 maybe words and only 1 no word, I would count, so pretty high decodability. Did they hit the targets? Not always. 15 words, but 9 of them were the word bug. None of them had, but at the end of the word, which, there's plenty rub and cub you could have. No all words, except there was one lapse, but I counted that as a maybe word because some kids won't be able to read that because they're not up to 4 sound words. 1 double L word, 1 double S word. So not as many books, not as many words. And you end up with, it's 40 cents per target word if you work out the cost of the books and how many of the target words you get, or 73 cents per unique word because often there's a bit of repetition. So that's those. Then the same kind of book. Oh yes, here's my data sheet. Upside down, Miss Jane. There it is. The phase 2, book 4, 5 and 6 of the fiction from the same series. 148 words that kids could read, still pretty high decodability. A few more of the maybe words with too many sounds in them for some of the kids in the class. Lots of third person S words like rips and digs and kicks and rucks and rucks, no, that's a football word. Taps and tells. I can't read my own writing. And only 3 no words, and one of them was hum. I didn't know where else to put it, so I put it in other. And then phonics targets hit 27 books, but 9 of them were big and 9 of them were bug. So a lot of book practice, but not a lot of 9 different but words. 3 different words, and one of them was can't remember what it was. It was the same word repeated over and over anyway. And no double F words, even though it says on the back of the book that they practice double F, but when you actually read the book they don't. 9 of the 10 all words were leg, so only 2 different all words with letter L by itself, and then double L, 5 of the 6 double L words were hill, and then 3 double S words, and they were all the same word. There was boss. So in terms of cost per target word, 29 cents per target word, 83 cents per unique word, because there's 4 books this time in the set rather than 3. Cool. Then Mog and Gom. These were the books with the most words. Make my data sheet very, very, very messy. And Mog and Gom comes in this cute box. So 5 books, one by one kind of approach to teaching the targets, 402 words, and 84% decodable, 15% maybe, and again a lot of those were pops, gets, cuts, so decodable words with an S on the end. If kids knew about suffixes, maybe they'd be, but yeah, kids can't often hold 4 in mind and well enough to blend them when they're really tiny. No words, only 7, things like he, you, my, me, do, and seems to be a favourite in little kids' books. Phonics targets hit. Hit all the targets, which I guess with 402 words you would want to, and total of 137 target words with the code that we're trying to practice, and 40 unique words. So that costs 8 cents per target word, even the repeated ones, or if you're going for unique words, 21 cents per unique word. 2 to go. So, Collins Big Cat Phonics. Oops. Only one book. I know there's a lot more books in this series. Small sample, keep that in mind, please. So, readability, 55 words, 85% decodable, 15% not, or not, but maybe. So, dips, tugs, gets, lets, huffs, and no words that nobody could have a crack at. And phonics targets hit. Here, again, you see double F is advertised as being read on the back of the book, but maybe it's in one of the other 38 titles, but it's not in this one. So don't assume that because a book says on the back that it includes a certain phoneme graph and correspondence that it does, because sometimes it doesn't. Double L, 1 double L word, 1 double S word, 3 single letter L, but they're all the same word, and only 1 word. Can't think what that was. Fin. I think there might have been one in the too hard. No, only 1 word. So, value for your decoding dollar. Cost, so it's $8.50 per book in a set of 38, and 60 cents per total target word hit, and 94 cents per unique word. And that might be very different in other books in the set. So take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. Maybe I'll get some more of them when I've saved up a bit. Here are my data for the last set. Bug Club Phonics from Pearson. 6 of the 10 Phase 2 books I've got on my shelf. So readability, the yes words that kids can be expected to read, 287, quite a lot of practice. Maybe words, 13% of the words were, they were words like, a lot of third person S, gets, runs, and then it's got cabin and laptop and a few like that. And then only 3 harder words, and they were in the pictures, so dance, tonight, and then salsa was the last word in the book. So not... maybe kids can do that one as well, I don't know. But yeah, according to the decoding rules that I'm operating under, they don't. Phonics targets hit all of the targets, and for example with but, there were 55 but words, but only 15 different words. Lots of big and, what else was there? Big and bus and bug, and so forth. Total of 157 words that are part of the target, 49 unique ones. So if you work out the cost of the book, 6 books is $55.86 because the box of 38 costs $353. And so that means 36 cents per total word, for even as hop, hop, hop. I don't think they had any hop, hop, hop in there, but anyway. And then $1.14 per unique word. So I hope that's been helpful in providing you with some things to think about when you're evaluating decodable books. My suggestion is to look at them subjectively using the first side of my evaluation sheet and decide whether you would ever buy them, because there's some of them that you just look at them and you go, no, I'm not going to buy that set, thank you very much, regardless of whether they've got good data. And then once you've found some books that are ticking all the boxes on the first side of the evaluation sheet, flip it over and do some data collection. If you'd like to come to a workshop at Spelfabet, we have whole shelves full of them. I would love to sit down and do data collection on all of these, but I don't have time. And we're running workshops in this term and next term about these books. Have a look under workshops on the Spelfabet website, spelfabet.com.au. But if you're not in Melbourne, please just download the evaluation sheet. Shoot me through an email if you have any feedback, or you think there's any mistakes on it or things that should be added or deleted or whatever. I'd love to hear your thoughts.